Milwaukee was all over the map last night. Wisconsin's one of those states that's going to be very important coming up when we decide who the next president of the United States of America will be. He was he was a guy. He was the advisor to 45. He wrote the book, Trumponomics, with his friend Arthur Laffer. It's Stephen Moore, contributor to Fox News, friend to One Ramblin' Ray. Hi, Stephen.
Hey, Ray, great to be with you. Boy, it wasn't quite the same without Donald J. Trump on the stage yesterday. I am in Milwaukee right now. It was I'm kind of eager to hear what you thought about the debate. But,
dude, nobody cares what I thought about it because you're the guy. You were there. And your former boss, 45, was on X last night or Twitter with one Tucker Carlson with an audience of 74 million.
No way.
74 million, what? Stephen. 74 million. Now, I will tell you this. I would bet my house that, and the mortgage that goes along with it, that there's no way Fox even comes close to that. Yeah. No way.
That's an amazing. I don't believe that statistic, 74 million. I mean, that's even 7.4 million would be a lot of viewers. Look, I thought the debate last night was, I thought they all comported themselves well. I think that there's a strong field of candidates. I thought that the best line of the evening was by Doug Burgum, who's the North Dakota governor, who started out by saying, they told me to come to Wisconsin and shake a leg, to break a leg, and he said, I didn't mean to do that literally, which was a funny line. But I have to say that I thought Nikki Haley did well. I thought that Vivek had his moments for sure, and I thought that DeSantis came across as a little bit too glum, and he's a little too robotic. And I liked what he said, but he doesn't smile. He's not Reagan. He's not, doesn't come across as all that likable. So that was my quick takeaway. But, I was standing, I was in one of the booths. We were, 200 feet away from it. So it was a little hard to even see the candidates from where we were. But I think that the big winner last night might have been Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there, and there's a reason why he didn't show up. It was odd to me. One, the setting was odd, and at one time, Brett Baer had to turn around and tell the audience, "Hey, I'm trying to get through a deal here. Can you please just keep it down to a low roar?" But that's what you get when you go to Milwaukee. I thought you bring up a good point with Nikki Haley. At one point last night, and this is where. And you got to strike early. If you're not in there in the first half hour, people are tuning out, or like me, they're nodding off. But when she said, if you want to do a job and get it done right, you hire a woman. And then she went to town on Vivek and talking about policy and things that because she knows foreign policy better than most anybody up there. Yeah. And I think that's where he showed some weakness. But let me ask you this, Steve. We're talking with Stephen Moore, economic advisor.
Hold on, let me just address what you just said, because it's a good point. So look, these guys agree on 80% of the stuff, right? I mean, they all believe we should produce more energy, we should be cutting taxes and regulations, we got to, reverse Biden's, absurd, crazy, lunatic economic policies. But there are a few issues that there's real disagreement in the conservative movement and the Republican Party. One of them is on Ukraine, and I happen to be on the side of that the Ukrainians are freedom fighters on the one hand, but I think a lot of the money that we've sent over there doesn't even get to the it's just intercepted by corrupt leaders over there. And so I'm kind of in the mode of okay, enough is enough. We by the way, one of the things Nikki Haley said, which I thought was false, and I can't say that for sure because I'm not positive about the numbers. She said, all these European countries are spending more than we are. No, there aren't.
I think she said per capita or per
capita, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, maybe if you look at Poland.
Maybe
Poland per capita is spending more than we are.
Yeah.
But look, we've spent $200 billion, and all of Europe has spent about $30 billion. And, my own personal attitude is like, the Europeans are right next door to Russia and Ukraine. If they don't want to defend Ukraine, then why are we the ones who are always writing the check? And by the way, that's a point that Trump makes all the time. It's like, if the Europeans aren't going to pay for NATO, then why should we pay for NATO? So it was an interesting interchange between Vivek and Nikki Haley on that point. And even though I kind of agreed with Vivek on his point, I thought that Nikki Haley saying, look, I'm the one with foreign policy experience. I know what's going on here. You're just a kid. I thought that was a pretty effective line.
You know, I want you to listen to a clip last night of former President Trump with Tucker, and I want you to just check this out because this is Trump in the rarest of Trump form, and he brings up a great point. Check this out.
When somebody gets indicted, your poll numbers go down. When somebody gets indicted, you announce, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be leaving to spend time with my family and to fight for the rest of my life on this stuff. But you're out of politics. I got indicted 4 times. All trivia, nonsense, bullshit. It's all bullshit.
And today he has to turn himself in Fulton County, Georgia. He's got to get his mugshot taken. Do you think that this guy is beatable? I mean, could anybody have been on that stage last night? Can they take it to this guy and win?
Probably not, but I wouldn't say definitely not. I mean, Trump, look, I'm biased. I worked for Trump in 2016 on his campaign, and I'm working with him now on his campaign for 2024. So I just full disclosure. But I've got to tell you, I was with Trump last week, Ray. I had dinner with him, with Larry Kudlow and a few others. And the guy is just his disposition. I've always said there's a good Trump and a bad Trump and an ugly Trump. And when you get the good Trump is really good when he's optimistic. He's not bitching about all the things in the world. He's not talking about the election all the time. And how he managed to stay so upbeat and so optimistic. And so, any of the rest of us, just mere mortals, would be, 4 indictments. They want to put him in jail.
Oh, no. Well, you couldn't sleep at night. You're in there like a rock'em sock'em robot. Exactly. You're taking punches every day. I don't know how he does it.
Exactly. And he just is able to repel that. And that message and look, I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican Independent. These indictments are outrageous. This is truly the weaponization of the Justice Department and the FBI against the president. A former president who is likely to be the presidential nominee of a major party. Look, folks, this is third world banana republic stuff, where you've got the leader of one of the parties who holds power, who's trying to put in jail. When he has his own problems. So I think most Americans, certainly all conservatives, think that what they're doing to Trump is so outrageous and so unfair that it's actually made Trump more popular with Republican and independent, fair-minded voters who say, look, let's let the American people be the jury here. Let's let the American people decide. You don't put your political opponent in jail.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it today. Stephen Moore, we got to leave it there for today, buddy. It's always good to talk to you.
All right, Ray. Go Cubs.
Go Cubbies. And get out of Milwaukee quick, buddy. You don't want to don't hang around there too long. Stephen Moore on WLS AM 890.